Same way, different life. How to make a man completely obsessed with you in 7 easy steps. Have you ever wanted your significant other to become hallucinogenically infatuated with you? It's really not that hard, I promise you. With the help of some well-placed psychological techniques, you'll learn how to attract a man and keep him interested in you. Just watch the whole thing and do what they say. Even more so, I promise you that your man will not give up on you. Do any means necessary to become a magnetic fascination in the eyes of the man you desire. Do whatever it takes to keep him thinking about you constantly. As a result of my research, I've developed a few tried and true methods that are guaranteed to have any man completely enamored with your mental faculties. Avoid missing out on anything, then. First and foremost, how do men conceptualize the world? As a species, men tend to focus on the end result. Guys have a pathological need to constantly be on the winning side of the scoreboard. Defeating their rivals boosts their self-esteem. Now that they've accomplished something they thought was impossible for a long time, they feel accomplished and proud of themselves. In this way, a victory that comes easily will not seem as significant. If anyone can obtain the reward, then it is not very valuable. Generally speaking, men want something they know they can't have or obtain anywhere else. For the ladies only, Dr. Pam Spur, a relationship expert, claims that many guys find the chase fascinating and it hurts their ego to feel. Ultimately, it will be them who succeeds in getting her to notice and sleep with them. When you include in that most men are goal-oriented, the pursuit of an elusive objective might seem all the more appealing. Effort is highly valued by males. A man's perspective on a project is more likely to be constructive. Even if it's handed to him on a silver platter, he won't take it unless he has to put in some effort. Guys like to see signs that their hard work is paying off and being acknowledged outside of the home. Getting something for nothing isn't highly valued in their opinion. They would rather put in the effort necessary and hold tightly to their rewards. Create the kind of woman that men have to exert effort to get, and they will come chasing after you. To entice a guy to chase you, I don't just rely on male psychology, I also utilize strategies based on human nature in general. What attracts us to something is how we perceive it to be. I mean our general impressions of other people. Please let me elaborate. Have you ever had your feelings for a guy completely shift after hearing that he likes you? Thus yet, he hasn't taken any action. He still has the same hairstyle, clothes, and profession. Is it that you have a new perspective on him? Here's another case in point. You have a pal who is always nitpicking about everything you do. When you first meet her, how do you react? When you're with her, what are your thoughts? Most likely not, in my opinion. If you don't like someone as a person, it's likely because you don't like spending time with them. What is it in a person that catches our attention? What matters is how we feel while we're in their presence. Incredibly, this is a central issue. Because it suggests that our presence can affect how other people feel. It goes without saying that I'm not advocating dishonest means here. I'm referring to the practice of exploiting specific aspects of male psychology. You need to know not only how to attract the person you want, but also how to endear yourself to the guy. Here are 7 male psychology-based strategies that will make your guy want to chase after you. First, demonstration of your girlfriend's worth. Why do males chase females? Think about what you like or admire in a man. It's the intangibles like whether or not he has a supportive social network and close familial relationships. What kind of impression does he make on others? Is he empathetic? How patient is he? Is he the loving, passionate type? Whether you like it or not. As counterintuitive as it may seem, you should look for these qualities in a female partner. Despite the fact that men are primarily visual beings, they value these qualities when dating. That's just the beginning, though. They'll gladly sleep with you once, then go on to find someone else. They would benefit from having a friend. They'll have something to show their mom and dad when they get home. Just be yourself in front of him and he won't need anything else from you. Second, try some sleight of hand. Many males have preconceived notions about how women will act in various social contexts. Thus, it's very pleasant when you attempt something out of the ordinary, like when a stranger approaches you in a bar and offers to buy you a drink. He's so good looking that all the ladies want to be his girlfriend. He was captivated by your most alluring smile, yet he politely declined, indicating a night out on the town with pals. They will blow his mind. He will, without a doubt, be impressed by your dedication. He suddenly sees you as someone he'd like to see again. Last but not least, make him feel better about himself. Using this tactic to have a man pursue you is a pretty surefire method to succeed. As I mentioned previously, the way we feel about specific people is a major factor in our attraction to them. When we're in the company of pessimists, we feel down and disheartened. Yet, receiving a compliment from another person can boost our confidence and make us feel good about ourselves. In turn, that modifies how we perceive them. Just don't be too obvious about it. You don't want to breed a bunch of narcissists. Friend up with some hot people. 4th. Human behavior rather than male psychology informs this tactic, but it succeeds anyway. Researchers have found that the physical attractiveness of a group is higher than the average attractiveness of its members. You shouldn't worry if the person you like also has attractive pals. Considering that his limited cognitive capacity means he can only focus on a small number of things at once, he is more likely to subconsciously integrate the overall appeal. Indeed, that is the case. As a result, we synthesize information and focus on what's most important in order to make sense of what's being presented to us. It's time for you to get out and have fun with your lovely ladies. Adhere to the 5th commandment and tell the truth. Is it true that you value honesty more than brains or autonomy? Male and female students' physical attractiveness were evaluated by the class. As I read about their academic prowess, autonomy, and integrity, I was impressed. The research found that the honest target was perceived to be in better physical shape and to have a more pleasant, feminine, and attractive face than the dishonest target. Don't give off the impression that you're in a bind, which is rule number 6. Being desperate is the antithesis of acting like you want the prize. You don't want to be the one who wins the booby prize. Well, that is precisely what you are. You might think that if you just disappear from his life, he'll forget all about you and move on to someone else if you're chasing after a guy. Just think about it this way. What would you do if a guy kept texting you every 5 minutes, calling you every time you went out, and hanging out at the same bars you did? You would rapidly tire of his following you around and asking to go home with you. Watch your behavior to ensure that you are not that woman who talks on the phone all the time. 7th, give him the impression that you care. You can't keep ignoring him without eventually sending the word that you're not interested, at which point he'll back off. You need to refrain from probing him with questions regarding his life story. Just answer his questions and tell him about yourself. However, do keep some details under wraps to maintain the air of mystery. Keep answers to questions about your occupation or other personal details ambiguous. Finally, I think we've covered everything. According to these suggestions, you don't have to give up everything or go on a daring journey to win your partner's undying devotion. Male psychology is simple. I really do hope that you found these suggestions useful. The video is over. Thanks for watching.